The sound you are hearing
is acoustically recorded.
Right, well, I love building things, and as you've probably seen from the bench, I've had tools and stuff out, just simple hand tools, nothing very complicated. And I've shown some bits that I 3D printed. I've got this thing here, which I'll talk about a little bit more in a minute. But something I've wanted to do for a very long time is actually make something that records records or records sound, something like a tinfoil phonograph. And I did actually make a cylinder player, which I showed in a previous video. But what I've been playing around with recently is something that actually makes like little records. And here we go. You can probably just about see on there. There's the grooves of sound being cut on the shiny side of this DVD plus R, and I've been writing on them as I've been experimenting, because I have done various versions of this. Now, I only started building this machine last week, and I had seen some designs in old magazines, and most of them involve, in fact the two that I'm going to put on the screen at some point, they involve something like this, which is an electrical pickup. There's a horseshoe magnet inside here. It's very similar in many respects to the needle phone, which I showed in a previous video. And they use these designs, as you can probably see from the pictures, use something like this, and rather than the needle vibrating and generating electricity, the electricity is fed in, or the signal's fed in, and it vibrates the needle, and then it's on some sort of geared mechanism that makes it well, let's use this here, makes it sort of move across the disc like so and cut the groove. And yeah, I quite fancy making one of these, but I thought that there's got to be something simpler, and I did find a design. Well, it's a very short YouTube video which I will link. I'll probably put it up in the cards or something at the top, and it was for a device called a speakeasy, and what it essentially was a back to front sound box. Now let's just grab a sound box. Now, a sound box like this, basically designed so that when the needle in the chuck here vibrates in the groove of the record, the sound is generated by the diaphragm and comes out the back and goes up into a horn. But if you were able to put a horn like in here and speak into it, then the needle would actually vibrate. Basically, it works both ways round. So I have taken a virtually identical sound box to this one here. It's, in fact, it used to have this cover here, and I've covered these in previous videos as well. So essentially, apart from the colour and the design of the cover, it's exactly the same. And I've mounted an adapter on it, which basically allows it to connect to the tone arm, but back to front. So the hole, this bit here, actually comes out on the opposite side to where it normally does, and I can put a little horn in there, and that kind of allows me then to place the needle onto the record, or onto the blank, which is this thing here, which is just an old CD or DVD, and the sound vibrations will actually be inscribed into the record by the needle, because the plastic's much softer than the shellac the needle is designed to play. Now, the problem with that is that you won't get nice sort of fine grooves which track across the record, because this will just slide all over the place. And this is where this little bit here comes in, and this is just sort of like a follower needle. And the idea is that the blank record here goes on top of an ordinary record, and this second needle here actually tracks in the ordinary record. So I'll demonstrate this in a minute. I mean, there's I ought to show that there's some weights that go on there, just bearings that fit on there. I mean, 3D printers are great devices. I mean, you know, you do have to know how to design things, which is you know, takes a little bit of time to learn, but once you can do it, then making things like this is actually well, I say relatively simple, not too difficult. Although this is not a tutorial, I'm not showing you exactly how to make one of these. I'm just showing something that I've made based on a design that I've seen in another video. And then the other thing, which I've made, is just basically an adapter, and it's this thing here. It converts the sort of normal spindle size to the 50mm hole that goes in there, goes in the middle of a CD or DVD, and then puts some weights on there, and that kind of keeps it down on the record. Obviously this would be the other way around. I think I probably could record on either side, to be honest, but I've been recording on the shiny side and then writing on this side here. So anyway, I'll go over to the gramophone. I'm going to use a HMV 162, which is my main sort of workshop working gramophone. It's the big one. It's got a nice big powerful engine or powerful motor in it, and we'll see if it will cut and play back a record. Right, well, it's time to give it a go. So I've got a DVD, a blank DVD as it happens, on the turntable with this centre to keep it central, and a bit of weight, and a 12-inch record, which is to provide the tracking, so for the second needle. And we'll mount this on the tone arm. Now, start it, and then what I'm going to do is just drop both needles down, and hopefully we'll get a nice sort of groove appearing on the CD. Now you can see that, or hear that the record is playing as well, which will come through a little bit. The sound you are hearing is acoustically recorded. The sound you are hearing is acoustically recorded. The sound you are now hearing is acoustically recorded. The sound you are now hearing is acoustically recorded. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. Right, ran out of time there. Anyway, so other than the fact I knocked it a bit, which made it jump, and at the end it jumped as well, actually got quite a nice set of grooves on that. Now, whether it will play back on this gramophone rather depends on the depth of the grooves. So I've got a bamboo needle here in this sound box. Now, I have had it playing back on this, but only the once, I have to say, and I've tried this quite a few times. So we're going to use a Zoom microphone. Let's start it up. Now when I speak, you can see it's picking up my voice. So let's open the doors to the gramophone. Make sure it's wound up a bit. Might have been running a little bit slowly, but it won't matter too much. Have we got any chance of getting some sound out of this thing?
The sound you are hearing is acoustically recorded. The sound you are hearing is acoustically recorded. The sound you are now hearing is acoustically recorded. The sound you are now hearing is acoustically recorded. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Mary had a little pink nose.
Sounded quite encouraging, but I did actually knock the Zoom microphone against the machine, so let's try that again.
The sound you are hearing is acoustically recorded. The sound you are hearing is acoustically recorded. The sound you are now hearing is acoustically recorded. The sound you are now hearing is acoustically recorded. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Mary had a little...
Right. Just stop the Zoom there for the moment. Well, I think that was successful. I think the recording speed was rather less than 78 RPM, which means I sound a bit high pitched. But I could hear the record play, and I'm sure that came out on the Zoom. And I will also record it on a more modern machine, so probably on a cheap Crossley style record player, so you can hear that too.
The sound you are hearing is acoustically recorded. The sound you are hearing is acoustically recorded. The sound you are now hearing is acoustically recorded. The sound you are now hearing is acoustically recorded. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Mary had a little...
Okay, so what did you think? Let me know in the comments, and if you've got any suggestions or ideas, I'd love to hear about them too. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, you might like this one also. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.